Welcome back to Nails by Sora. I hope you are doing well. What's new today is a new day and we are doing some more nail art designs. I wanted to do something with dragonflies, as bugs and animals and all sorts of living creatures tends to be or is tending to be very popular right now. And I've been planning to do something with dragonflies for a while, but it keeps getting pushed off. So I figured, why not now? It's Tuesday, it's my day off. It is actually still light out. I'm not starting this at 12:30 in the morning, so let's talk about it. So I'm starting out with this color New Quest. I believe it's New Quest. Yes, New Quest from Glam, and I'm going to matte top coat over it because I want to go in with some pigment powders, and I really do need to get more pigment powders. The only ones I have right now, aside from a compact from Young Nails, which is all holiday colors, are these neon colors from Magpie Beauty, and they're, like I said, they're neon, so I really want more neutrals to play around with so that I can look a little bit more realistic. But we're going to play around with this for now. I do have this green and blue, these darker shades, but I'm not sure if I want to use them. Maybe we'll play around with that too and see what happens. So I don't want to get too crazy with the pigments. Maybe I'll actually start out with a little bit of the darker ones so that I can layer the light ones on top, because it's difficult to layer dark on top of light. No, that doesn't make sense. It's easier to layer light on top of dark, so maybe we should start with the light. Okay, it's gonna be one of those videos. Oh, I didn't mean to decant that much. I'm just gonna take my eyeshadow applicator and kind of just like dab it in, because I want to create like this bokeh foliage type feeling. Bokeh is a term that in photography that means depth of field. So things that are high bokeh are more blurry, and things that are low bokeh are less blurry when you go from foreground to background. So I'm just going to kind of layer that in. Grab, well, here's why I didn't want to use the the compact. It's not pigment powders, it's chrome powders. That's why I wasn't going to use it. Okay, so we'll save that for another time. I'm gonna take some of the green. All right, I'm going to move this aside and lightly go over. Okay. The point of putting the towel down was so that I wouldn't get it on my mat. Okay, I've moved that aside. Now I'm going to go over it with another layer of matte top coat just to lock it in and so that I can paint on top of it. Now you don't want to drag the brush down. You want to just float the color over top, or float the polish rather. And then go ahead and give that a cure. All right, so now I'm gonna paint in some lavender. And for that, I need my green liner, or gel paint rather. I'm gonna take a dark green and a vivid green, and then for the lavender, we've got different shades of lavender. Aster Family and by My Acai. So I want a longish brush. I really need to get my new brushes. They're on sale now. They're on for Prime Day. The Melody Susie brushes I want are on sale, but I don't even have enough money in my bank account for the $9.99 that they are, down from $17 and change. I really want a slightly longer brush. No. Okay, so once again, I'm going from one of my own sketches, which I have off to the side. I'm just going to take some of the darker green to create the stem, swirling it around a little bit to mix it. I want to go up at a slight curve. And then I'm going to have another piece kind of break off on the side. I'm going to cure that so that we can start putting it in the flowers. Just want to put in some of the lighter green before we go in with the flowers to create a highlight. Just like so. All right, so I've done a nail similar to this before with lavender, so I'm just going to show you what we're going to be doing. It's right here. So we're going to be doing something similar to that. I'm not going to have the other branches coming up because I'm going to have the dragonfly coming out from the side, kind of buzzing over the lavender. So right now we're just going to be creating the leaves on the stalk of lavender, or the branch of lavender. So taking my smaller liner brush, I'm going to go in with the darker color, and I'm just going to start pulling out strokes. And I'm going to start with two close together at the top. Actually, I'm going to do one side at a time, because if they get too close together, they're just going to merge into a blob, and then it's going to be indiscernible. All right, so that we've got, all right, so we have our darker flowers in, and I'm gonna take the lighter color now and put in some accents. So I'm gonna go right through the center on top of both branches. And then I'm just going to stagger it on down. So I'm kind of thinking of creating the wings for the dragonfly out of this wire. This is something that is still quite popular and was all the rage this time last year, creating flowers from the wire. So we're gonna see what we can do with it for dragonfly wings. So I'm creating a loop, and then I'm going to just break it off. Hello. Slide it off the brush, and then elongate it a little bit. So let's see if I can get this to work first of all, because I don't want to break out the base. I don't want to break out the resin. So I'm going to try it with base coat. So usually what you have to do is dip the resin in a good amount of the, dip the wire in a good amount of resin so that you can create that tension between the sides of the wire. So let's see if we can do it with the base coat. Yeah, let's drop that in the lamp. Actually, I'm gonna use my flash Karen lamp. Okay, that's flash cured, so I'm going to put it in the regular lamp now to fully cure it. And I'm going to get started on 3 more wings, because dragonflies have 4 wings, 2 large ones and 2 small ones. Actually, they're about the same size. I'm gonna need more wire actually. Okay, so the wire that I have is from Michaels. It's 24 yard, 21.9 meter. Well, not meter. The thickness of the wire. I'm not really sure what the M stands for. I'm just gonna snip off a little bit of it. And like before, I'm going to use the brush handle to kind of twist it around. Uh-oh. I did it too far up where it started to narrow again. Let's try that again. So here's the thing that happens. It works perfectly the first time and then it never works again. All right, so we have our wings. Just gonna grab them from inside the lamp and put them off to the side so that they don't get lost or damaged. If I can get them from inside the lamp without damaging them. They are a little puckered. Actually, one of them has a hole in it, unfortunately. I would guess that it would probably work better with the resin. The base might not be the right product for it. You can see this one kind of shrunk as it was curing. So I'm going to attempt to dip it again and cure it. And we'll see what happens. All right, while that's curing, we're gonna move on to the next portion, which is using our DGel to mold the dragonfly's body. So I'm going to say something that usually gets me in trouble. This part should be relatively easy. Let me pull up my reference image. A little bit of alcohol, a little bit of gel, and we're just going to roll a ball. And I'm going to shape it on the nail. And here's the issue with doing stuff like this. This looks like a really small piece of gel, but it is huge when you put it on the nail. So we need to try to make these really, really tiny pieces. I'm using the curate end of my okay, one piece down. So I have one piece intentionally larger than the other. The one in front is larger because I want to try to create a bit of depth perception. So I want to be able to see both eyes. So it has to be at a bit of an angle. Let's move on to the body. Now the body comes in two parts. You've got a smaller, or I should say a shorter, wider part that kind of tilts up. And then you've got the main body that comes out long, and it's going to go off the nail. This is purely a fashion piece. It's not meant to be worn unless it's for photography, because I don't think anybody would actually be able to wear something that comes that far off the nail. But I wanted to play around with the idea. So here we are. So I'm going to roll a little tube. Just like so. Once again, I'm going to pick it. Actually, I need to have the other piece done first, the bottom, because this is going to rest on top. So let's add a little bit of gel to it so that we can extend it, the length. Okay. The issue is going to be having it stable off the nail. I think what I might need to do is put a piece of wire through it, and then once it's painted, you won't see it. So I'm putting the second part of his body on top. This tool is actually really good because it's curved itself, so it's helping me further create the shape of the upper thorax. Now, since that's there, I'm going to put it aside. Hopefully it won't sag too much in the meantime, because I want to clip these and attach them. Don't know if I made them realistically long enough, but we'll see. All right, so I want to try to poke it into the side. They actually adhere at the end. So I think I'm just going to have to cure this and attach the wings with glue. So let's do that. All right, so let's start with one wing, and we're going to go one at a time. So I'm going to get my flash curing lamp off to the side and kind of angle it so that you can still see what I'm doing. And we're going to take our tweezers, and I've got my Makartt rhinestone glue. The question is, how do I hold this slanted and turn on the lamp? So let's turn on the lamp first. I've got it out of line of sight. I don't care if the wings are flat or angled because the wings go in all different directions in the reference image, so I'm not too concerned about it. Trying to decide which direction I want it to go off in. All right, so we have our dragonfly. All right, all right, all right, all right. I'm stupidly impressed with myself, or at least happy that it's coming this far. But now we have to get into actually painting it. So I'm going to take off these gloves because they're making my hands sweat. I'm pretty sure this is the only 3D element that I'm going to be doing. I had initially planned on doing 3 or 4 nails. I might just do the one, but we're going to get into painting it now, so I don't need the gloves. The one that I'm referencing is beautiful iridescent blues and greens. So we're going to try to mirror that as much as possible. I don't know if I'll be able to do justice to the wings. I might just put on like a pearly chrome, but let's see what we can do with the painting. All right, so we've got some blue. I mean, it's really like a iridescent cobalt blue. We've got some green. Hello. I think I'm going to mix in some Millennium Enterprise for some depth with the blue. Do I have, oh, I can use, I mean, this is sparkly. You can see how much I use it by how much dust is on it. I need to clean just a little bit. But if I mix it in, then the sparkles might not be that evident, which will be a good thing. And then there's going to be some black for highlights and some white. And we've got some pink. Ooh, that's a wrong pink. Maybe more like hot coral-y. I can mix some red into there to tone it down a bit. All right, where should we start? So I have elected not to put in the legs. I just don't think it's necessary. I might paint it in afterwards, but I want to do the body. I should have maybe painted the body before attaching the wings, but it's all right. We'll get through. So let's start with our base color, which is going to be blue. So just past the wings for the blue. And then we're going to blend in some green. Let's keep it on the stand, please. All right, so remember this is the base color. It's a little one-dimensional right now, but we will fix that. So I forgot to hit record while I was adding in the highlights on the wings. I used this beautiful color from Madame Glam, RBG. It's an iridescent pink, and now I want to add some hollow flecks underneath and around the body, just so it looks like it's glinting off of the sun. So you can see I went in with some of the iridescent blue, and I went in with the iridescent pink on the wings. And now on the underside, which is as of yet unpainted, I'm going to go in with some of the holographic glitter. And it should just peek through. I actually just noticed I have a hole here too. So we'll see if we can patch that with some of the polish. All right, so now I'm going to start putting in some line work. Just going to take a very little amount on my brush, and I'm going to create these horizontal bands down the lower thorax. Now there's vertical bands on the upper thorax. All right, so one last little thing that I want to do is try to add some chrome powder, but I want to use, actually, I forgot I have liquid chromes, but I think I want to use this one because it can be a little bit more delicate, and I want to kind of get in where the red is. So I'm going to take some, let's do this one. Crazy Top, because it's no wipe top coat. And then, do I want to use this one on the wings? I think if I use this one on the wings, it's going to kind of kill everything else that's on it. So let's go with this, with the red, and then we'll see where we want to go from there. So I've got these small Q-tips, which are perfect. I was actually looking for them last night and I couldn't find them. And they were right where I was looking too. I'm going to open this up carefully. Just going to take a little bit on the Q-tip and then I'm going to dab it off and then go in where I put the no wipe top coat. Right, that one's done. I hesitate to use this one because it's got kind of a green shift, but it may play well with a green background. I kind of want to try to get some on the body and on the wing. All right, let's see what we can do here. I'm using a small silicone tool because the Q-tip is a little hard for the wings. So I'm just going to gently rub it in. At the risk of going overboard, I think that's going to do it. So the only way to finish this off, one second, I just want to brush the surface of the nail. I'm going to keep the surface of the nail itself matte, and I'm just going to top the dragonfly, and then that's going to finish it off. So let's clean up a little bit. All right, we have finished our dragonfly. I love how this came together. I'm thrilled that it didn't give me too much agita and too much, too much of a hard time. I'm just looking all the way around at it. I mean, of course, there's always things that you would change, do a little bit differently. There's a little bit of red that got on the wing. I'd like more definition in the parts that adhere the wings, because it all kind of just came together instead of having separate, because this is true to the dragonfly, the little round areas where the wings come out of. They're, you know, separate. But I still love the way this turned out, and maybe I'll try it again, see if I can get it nailed down a little bit more. But let me know what you think. And if you stayed to the end, please drop, I don't know, is there a dragonfly emoji? Drop maybe a lavender emoji or just a smiley face. Let me know what you think. Hit that like and subscribe button and ring that bell so that you always know when new videos are available. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.